One of the three big credit bureaus just jumped into the cash advance game. That's right, it's Experian. And now it's gonna float you up to $250 before payday. Now, it's called Experian Cash, but here's the catch. It's not actually Experian's product, it's actually Brigit. Meaning it's powered by Brigit, so it's basically the same cash advance that you can get through the Brigit app. It's the same $25 to $250 on both, so how come it's more expensive to use Experian, and how come some people are getting approved through Experian but not Brigit? I would really like to take a look at what's going on here. Experian is one of the three major US credit bureaus. The other two are TransUnion and Equifax. You've probably used at least one of these to check your credit score or pull a credit report. So Experian is a big tech company. It's not just some random app that is appearing out of nowhere. And even though this new cash advance feature is through the credit bureau, Experian does not track your credit score in order to apply for the advance. And on another good note, it also doesn't affect your credit score either. Okay, so here's how it works. It's going to spot you 25 to 250, which is the exact same rate as the Brigit app. The amount you qualify for is also decided by Brigit, not Experian. And although they don't disclose the minimum amount that it will spot you, we can assume based on the Brigit app that it's gonna be somewhere around $70. This is because Brigit's average is about $73 for a cash advance. And as usual, there's always no interest, no late fees, and no tips. Oh, and no penalties. Now, one of the cool features of this cash advance is that you can actually pick your repayment date. The ability and the flexibility to do this is different from a lot of other apps that have a set date and will take your money out whether you like it or not. You can also push the selected due date up to 16 days with extension credits. The express fee ranges from 99 cents to $5.99 depending on how big the advance is, which doesn't sound super bad, but there is a subscription fee and we are going to talk about that in a second. First, let's talk about how you qualify. So first of all, this could be good or bad news. Experian acts completely differently from the Brigit app. So if you've used the Brigit Advance feature before, you have to re-qualify for Experian. The good news is that you can have two advances taken out at the same time, one through the Brigit app and then one through Experian, and they don't count as the same. Now here's another thing we found. It's actually all over Reddit right now. Some people who've revoked ACH access from Brigit or stiffed them on their money claim that they qualified for the Experian cash advance, even though they're not allowed to use Brigit until they pay them back. There's also claims that Experian offers them even more than the Brigit app did. And the best part is there's no cooldown period with Experian. So that means you could take out a new advance right away after you pay back the first one. Okay, so let's talk about the real cost of this app because we went over the express fee, which didn't sound super bad, but we're gonna get hit with the subscription fee, so hear me out. This is bundled into a feature called the Experian Money Plus, and that is $14.99 a month. After you check to see if you qualify for the cash advance, Experian is going to try to sign you up for this product. The problem with this is that the subscription is pretty pricey, and it also is a ripoff when you compare it to Brigit, who charges you way less for the same advance. Brigit's subscription is $8.99 a month, and that also includes identity theft protection and credit monitoring. Experian charges the $14.99 for pretty much the same package, that $25 to $250, and then you get like the basic identity theft protection. So that's $6 more a month, which equals $72 more a year for the exact same thing. So what exactly is the point of paying for an Experian advance? To be honest, we don't see one. Some of the credit monitoring and identity theft protection features can be pretty useful, but you can also find those elsewhere for cheaper. But hang on before we lose you guys, because there is actually a way to get the advance without paying the express or the subscription fee. So let me tell you how to do that. So there is actually an option that gives you a no-fee subscription to take out a cash advance. It's just not out in the open and you have to dig for it a little bit to find it. Once you find the sign up link, once you fill it out, you send it off and then wait about 24 hours to get an email. You can also skip the express fee of up to $5.99 if you're willing to wait 2 to 3 business days. So if you plan ahead for this, you can absolutely take out a cash advance with no fees. If you could wait those 2 to 3 business days to get that money into your bank account, then this could actually be a good option. However, there is a waiting game for this if you want to use it for free, so just keep that in mind, and it seems like they're trying to push you towards the paid subscription by making it a bit of a hassle to use it for free. So the verdict is that Experian Cash is pretty much Brigit, but like the Wish version, so it has a clunkier interface and it costs more money. If you just want the advance, the Brigit app is cheaper and smoother. If you're willing to wait a couple of days, then Experian could be an option, but I would say it's best for people who have been cut off from using the Brigit app because you can still qualify for Experian even though you can't use Brigit any longer. So that could be a backdoor way to get access to Brigit's cash advances without going through the Brigit app. Do we love it? Not really, but the idea that a huge credit bureau is whitelisting a fintech's cash advance feature is kind of interesting, and it's something to keep an eye on. We might see more of this happening in the future, so it'll be interesting to follow along and see. Now, although we don't really like this cash advance, we do have two other new options that might be a better fit. They're called Upgrade and Upstart, and we actually reviewed them here, so go ahead and check that out.